Good morning, guys. It's Lara. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel and to my further Vlogtober episode. Now, admittedly, this is not exactly what I had planned for Vlogtober. I actually wanted to take a stroll through Vienna and I had some other plans as well for you. But since I got sick, I kind of have to improvise. Now, if you watched my last video, then you probably know that I got some kind of cold or flu or something like that. And when I filmed that video, that was about 5 days ago, because I needed some time to edit that and I couldn't do it immediately because I was just so tired. And fortunately, I had enough videos prepared for you guys. Now, I am doing way better already. I'm still gonna stay at home at least today and tomorrow, but I think by then I should be fine. I will not go to my ballet class on Wednesday, even if I will feel better, but I will do at least some light yoga at home just to start moving again, because honestly, by now I feel like a grandma because I haven't been exercising properly for a while and my whole body feels so stiff. So I think today I'm just gonna grab my foam roller and at least massage my back and my legs because that will feel so great. My throat is still a little bit sore, but it's not so bad anymore, so I'm definitely getting better, and that's all that matters. So I got up, I'd say like 10 minutes ago. I sent Hercules to the yard. He was not exactly happy because it's pretty chilly today. And then I served him his food. And recently he decided that eating is more fun when I feed him. So I put his bowl there, and then he would stand above the bowl. He would look at me and like, are you being serious? Is that supposed to be my food, honestly? And then I go there, I grab a little piece of food and hold it with my fingers, and then he would eat everything. So I don't know, he's just, he's an older dog and he has his grandpa issues. I wonder if something still hurts when he's eating because he had his tooth surgery not so long ago. So I'm not sure about that. So I will definitely ask the vet about it. We have another checkup in, I think, like in 8 days or something like that. So we'll see what the doctor's gonna say. And I thought, since I can't do much because I really need to get better, I will show you today what I'm gonna eat and chat a little bit with you. So if that's something you're interested in, then please keep watching. Alright guys, this is my breakfast. As usual, I'm having a smoothie. Now, I told you a couple of times that Jack always makes our smoothies in the morning, and since he's getting usually earlier up than I do, he always puts my smoothie into these 2 glass jars and then into the fridge so that it's still fresh when I get up. Now, this big jar is a liter and this is half a liter, so you can see it's not completely full, so that might be something between 1.3 and 1.4 liters of smoothie for my breakfast. And as usual, it's just bananas and water and vegan protein powder. Then we like putting in cocoa powder, ginger, turmeric, cilantro, and flavor drops. So yummy and so chocolatey. Jack makes amazing smoothies. So Jack, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I love your smoothies. By the way, I washed my hair yesterday, and since my hair was already squeaky clean and wet, I used the opportunity and I applied the remaining semi-permanent hair dye, especially on the areas that didn't have that great coverage. So now even the ends are nicely vibrant red, and it's just such a beautiful, deep, warm red shade. I absolutely love this color. I used the hair dye also again on my roots, but as I suspected, it still created just a little bit of a red reflex. So I think I will need just pure red pigment in order to create something similar on my roots that are not bleached, that will match or at least come somewhat close to the length. Because this red has a little brown in it, so obviously on the area where I already have brown, I need only red. And I did a little research yesterday and I found a girl who used a red semi-permanent hair dye on unbleached light brown hair, and the result was actually very similar to what I have. So her hair was actually virgin hair and she used poppy red and pillowbox red from Directions, and it was just so beautifully red and vibrant and it just looks so great. And she added a photo of her in sunlight and the color looked really very similar to this color. It was only a little bit darker, but that's fine. So I think I'm gonna try that. So I think my theory might be right. So I think first I will try Bright Red from Maria Nila, because this is already Maria Nila and I absolutely love it. What I love is that when my hair is still damp, the hair doesn't stain anything, and that's very important to me, because what I don't want is a color where when I sweat a little bit and I will wear a white shirt or something, that it will have red stains all over it, like it happens with some other brands. And apparently it's not the case with this color, so I will try first Maria Nila, and if that shouldn't work, then I will try something else, maybe even the colors that the girl used from Directions, and we'll see what's gonna happen. Ah, the battery just died. I have these small batteries in my camera and they don't last so long, but fortunately I have 2 of them, so I never have to wait until it charges. So I will finish my breakfast and then I will come back here into this room, because I have here a pile of papers that I have to go through. It's the papers for my citizenship application. I have almost everything. I think there are just 2 papers missing. One of them is a paper that Jack has to get for me, and one of the papers is something I can download on the internet, and then they want me to write down a few things, and then I should have everything. So in November I will hand in my application officially. After breakfast I took a shower and I changed into fresh clothes, because the shirt that I had on was the shirt that I slept in, and I just needed to put on something fresh so that I would feel like a human being again. And now I am about to go through all the documents. They gave me a list with the requirements. It's 2 pages like that. I will not turn it over because there is also my address and full name and stuff like that. I don't want to show it on the internet. But yeah, it's 2 pages, and anything that's highlighted is stuff that I need. Some of the stuff I need only for myself, but I also want some information from Jack, since we're married. And this list is in a particular order, which means I will take now everything that's in this blue folder that I already collected for my application, and I want to sort it so that it's in the same order like the list of requirements, because then it's going to be so much easier to go through. And below that I have some originals and some additional stuff, so it's a lot of work. This is one of the things, if you want a citizenship, you just have to suck it up and do it. Now I have here a few of these and a few paper folders and stickers, so I'm just gonna file everything so that each document is packed in either a paper folder or in this little foil, and it's gonna have a sticker which will say what it is, and then I will organize it by the way it's written on the requirement list. The sun is shining. It's such a beautiful day outside, and it honestly sucks being sick on a day like this. There is pretty much nothing I would want to do more right now than going out with Hercules, you know, going to the park and just enjoy ourselves. But since I'm sick, I just have to suck it up. So I have this really bad habit. Usually when I'm sick, the first day I feel better, I'm like, oh, I'm fine, and then I'm running around like a mad woman, and then I don't cure it properly, and I get usually then sick a few weeks later again, which is pretty stupid. So this time I'm kind of trying to learn from that and avoid that, and to really get completely fit before I go out into the world again. So I'm almost done. I organized all the papers according to the list of the requirements that they gave me, and I also added already all the originals that I will need, because some of the papers are prints, so I can just give it to them because I can print it out anytime I want to, because I've saved that. And some of the papers are things like birth certificate or notification of my bachelor degree or marriage certificate. These are the things where I also need the original. And since the pile got considerably thicker, I think it will be the best if I put it in a folder like this. So instead of the paper folders, I will be only using these. And my idea is that I will always put in one version where I have the copies, and then right behind it the originals, because then it's going to be easier to go through. Yeah, I'm kind of a freak when it comes to organizing, but this makes everyone's life so much easier, because when I hand this in, it's going to be very clear what to find where. And from my experience, if you try to help, like wherever you can to make things easier, then everything goes through a little bit smoother. So I'm just doing my part. But before I continue putting everything into the bigger folder, I think I'm just gonna stop for a minute and enjoy this wonderful sunlight. It's just so beautiful and it feels so good. I literally feel that I'm absorbing some kind of energy with this light. That might sound stupid, but it just feels so great. So I'm done. I put everything into the folder. It looks so much better and it's so much easier now to find everything you need to find. I even think I'm gonna print out the description of every single file on a little bit bigger etiquettes, and since it's going to be printed, it's also going to be so much easier to read, because my handwriting is honestly not the prettiest and not very easy to read. I have hard time sometimes to read my own handwriting, so I think this is going to be even a further step to make it look professional or like really nicely put together. Again, I'm a freak when it comes to organizing stuff. I really enjoy doing this. And I'm really happy I've done that finally, because yeah, I've been just like always, no, I'm gonna do it next week, and then a few weeks passed and I started getting really nervous because the end of the year is coming closer and I really need to hand this in this year. Well, and now that I'm done with all the papers, I could put back my laptop on the desk, because my desk is actually very small and there would be no way for me to fit all the papers here on the surface. So whenever I'm doing this, or like whenever I'm doing my DIYs, I always have to put the notebook somewhere else. Oh, and by the way, if you still weren't convinced that I'm a freak when it comes to organizing, I even have an own bag for the stuff for the citizenship, so that I don't have to take it out at all, because that way I can make sure that I will not lose any of the documents. And whenever I need to take it somewhere with me, I just grab the bag and that's it. It just makes me feel so much more calm, and you know, just knowing that all the stuff is here is a really good thing. Because honestly, today I had a little meltdown for at least 10 minutes. I couldn't find one of the originals and it freaked me out, and I was like, oh, what if I don't find it? And then I was like, okay, Lara, breathe, count to 10, it's gonna be fine. You have the copy, so you had to have the original somewhere. And the moment I calmed down, of course, I found the original. You know, I'm a person like that. Sometimes I just get freaked out for no reason, and then I'm getting panic attacks, and then I'm like breathing for a few minutes, and then everything is okay again. This is a huge step for me. I've been living in Austria for over 20 years and I love it here so much. This is for the first time that I'm really feeling at home. I feel like I really belong here and I love it here so much. So for me, logically, getting the citizenship is the final step, and yeah, that's why I'm working on this. I had to go to the grocery store and to the drugstore before I'm gonna have my lunch. So I thought, while I have everything here unpacked, I could show you what I bought today. So I brought home 2 oat rings from the drugstore. This is their house brand. Now, I usually rather buy the house brand from our grocery store because that's a regional product and this one is imported. But it was sold out, which is actually good because it means that it's a really popular product and that makes me very happy. So 2 oat rings from the drugstore. Then I also bought a pack of my favorite organic Coke, the Red Bull Coke. I also brought 2 avocados. Now, they were unfortunately packed. I really hate it when they use so much plastic because it's usually so unnecessary. Then I brought home 2 packs of mushrooms because I don't think I could go through a week without eating any mushrooms. I also bought organic carrots. Now, the great thing about this is that this bag is a bag that you can throw into organic trash because it's made of like some organic materials and it will dissolve completely. This is a great thing. Then I bought 2 boxes of my favorite tea. Honestly, yesterday in the evening, I thought I'm gonna die. Okay, this is exaggerated, but I had the last tea bag of my favorite chocolate chai tea. So, of course, I had to buy at least 2 boxes just to be sure that I survive in the next few days because I drink this tea so often. So let's focus the camera again. And then I bought celery because I feel like making grilled veggies and I really like celery fries. Have you ever tried that? This is actually very easy. You just have to chop the celery into thin strips and put salt on it, maybe even a little bit of olive oil if you want to, and some herbs, and throw it in the oven just like you would do with normal fries. It's really yummy. I also bought my favorite sandwich bread. This is basically the only bread that I eat. I don't like regular bread anymore. I also bought bell peppers, broccoli, and I know that I'm gonna use part of the broccoli for a stir fry and the remaining broccoli will go into a soup. And that's why I also bought soup veggies. And then I bought scallions because I like to put them on and like add them to my stir fry. And then I also bought this vegan cheese. So this is the regular one. I prefer the cheddar style. I think I've already told you that, but our store here doesn't have it. So I just bought this one because I want to have this on my sandwich bread. And did I forget something? Yes, I also have here one orange and carrot juice because I'm still craving fresh juices. And I think that's it. Well, and now about my lunch. I have here leftover ramen that I cooked yesterday in the evening, so I'm just warming this up and I will eat the soup first. The ramen is a very easy dish to cook. It's just water and vegetable soup powder, and then I added tomatoes, mushrooms, carrots, tofu, and at the end the vegan ramen noodles, and that was pretty much it. It's super fast and really delicious. And as a second course, I will make myself 2 avocado toasts. Now, this lunch might not look like much, but I really like eating up leftovers, and avocado toast is something I enjoy a lot because it's just so simple. But the main thing that I taste is the avocado, which I love, so for me it's just perfect. Well, and it goes without saying that I'm also having a big glass jar of water with gemstones. So if you're new here, I like drinking water with gemstones, and if you want to know why, I have a video about that, so I will link it down below. Back in my Wolfie room, the vacuum cleaner is running downstairs. We have the iRobot vacuum cleaner. It's so amazing. And you might also hear the washing machine in the back, so it's probably a little bit noisy. And I just texted my dad, and I'm gonna Skype with my parents now for a bit.
Hi, Hickey Bear. Have you been sleepy? He slept while I was Skyping with my parents and he was snoring. He's so cute. Oh, are you still sleepy, baby bear?
It was very nice talking to my parents. We are doing this really regularly, once a week, and I'm always enjoying that a lot. And when I think back, when I came to Austria a little bit over 20 years ago, the times were so different. Back then, I didn't have a mobile phone, there was no internet. And I remember whenever I wanted to talk to my parents, I had to go to the post office and it was quite expensive. And nowadays I can do it for free anytime I have the time. So we do it really once a week because that way we can stay in touch and see each other. It's basically like visiting each other once a week, and I really like that. And now I'm gonna lay down, but I'm not gonna sleep because I'm not that tired anymore, which is good. So I think I'm just gonna either read a little bit or maybe I will watch something on YouTube. I don't know yet, but I know for sure that Heki's gonna go with me to bed. I just finished the last episode of Shane Dawson's series on Jeffree Star. It moved me so much. I started crying when I have seen Jeffree's scars all over his body. And it was amazing to see how much he opened up to Shane. Shane is really amazing. I love the way he makes his documentaries about people. So I've been enjoying that a lot, and also respect to Jeffrey because the imperium that he built up is incredible. It's just amazing to see what is behind the Jeffrey that we know from YouTube, and I was actually very surprised what an entrepreneur he is. Yeah, it was definitely very, very interesting. And now I'm about to cook dinner. Tonight I'm making again mashed potatoes, and I added 1 carrot. We are trying something new. I got these vegan steaks. This is the same brand that I buy the fish sticks and schnitzels from that we like so much, so I'm really curious about how these are going to be. And this is what the steaks look like, and I'm supposed to fry them in a pan for about 5 minutes. I also looked up the ingredients, so the base is soy, that's 80%, and then also wheat. Now, this is what the steak looks like when you cut it. That's creepily looking a lot like meat. So what do you think?
Really, really good.
I like it too. They are delicious. Wow, so definitely something I may cook again?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, I will. I wouldn't say that the steaks taste just like meat. On the other hand, it's been so long since I had meat because I've been vegan for over 2.5 years now. So I don't know if I really remember the taste, but it tastes really good. They used some really great spices and it's absolutely delicious. So definitely something we can both recommend. And what I personally like a lot is that the vegan steak has a really nice texture. So it is really similar like meat texture, but not too similar. And if you ever had seitan, I find seitan a little bit too chewy. And this is way nicer than seitan. It's a little bit firmer than tofu. It has a little bit of texture, but it's not as chewy as seitan. So I think for anyone who is just going vegan, this would be a great meat substitute. And Jack just informed me that we are going to have pudding as dessert. So as usual, we are going to eat the Alpro puddings, the coconut and dark chocolate pudding, mixing them together because it's so good. And 3 guesses what I'm gonna have. Yes, chocolate chai tea, you guessed right, because I'm sure it was very difficult. That means we are going to eat our puddings and then we are going to watch Deadpool 2. We finished watching Gossip Girl yesterday and we started watching Deadpool 2, but it was pretty late, so we didn't finish the film, which we anyway never do usually. So it's gonna be just film watching and then we're going to hit the sack. So that's gonna be it for today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's boring October episode. And if you ended up liking this video, then you know what to do. Give the video a thumb up because that really helps my channel. You can also subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. And as usual, I have linked and listed down below a lot of stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much and see you soon. Bye!